And welcome back to Flowers, Wintertime Edition. Good Lord. The last time we were together, literally everything happened. We played detective, solved the mystery, had a fun little recital, and then Yuzu and Neri are anime villains, and they're seemingly in on what's at the heart of the mystery here at St. Ingracum, and then our girl Erica got pulled out of her wheelchair in a very violent manner. The last chapter ended real rough, and then there's the narration that's going on between chapters, which I have thoughts about, but I'm not gonna voice them out loud because I don't want to accidentally spoil anybody else's thinking or what your theories may be, but something's going on here, and I think I've got an idea of what we're seeing now. But oh boy, I'm almost afraid to get this one started because I mean we're gonna have some very angry people to deal with, I have to imagine. So let's just get to it. Thinking back on the events of the previous night throws me into emotional turmoil. I don't even know how you would be out of emotional turmoil at that point. I figure if I had a night like the one she just had, I would just be in a constant state of emotional turmoil because boy, that was real messed up. That whole situation was. All I can really remember is the heat on my cheeks and the warmth slowly slipping from my arms, and then it must have been the time for nightly patrols because suddenly the teacher on duty was there asking me questions and Erika-san was taken from me. God, I hope she's not like actually injured. She like, oh God, I don't even want to think of that. By the time I properly come to my senses, Yuzuriha Yatsushiro and Nerine Komikado were already gone. It was as though they were never there at all. Their callous attitude had me wondering whether it was all a dream. I was taken to dorm Mother Katabami's room and subjected to a long interrogation. Yeah, you know, for being the president of the Council of Nikaya, you are certainly getting into a lot of stuff. A lot of things that could absolutely put you at odds with the school staff, I imagine. But the fierce rebuke of my evasive words impressed upon me that what happened last night was real. She questioned me over and over in my muddled state, and each time I lied. I couldn't tell her that Yuzuriha Yatsushiro and Narine Komikado had been there in the library and that they had been the ones to hurt Erika-san. What did you tell them then? Like, what kind of awful, like, oh my, like, there's no lie I think that you can tell that wouldn't just implicate you in having done it. Like, this has to be a breaking point, right? Like, somebody close to us just literally got, like, actually injured from the sounds of it. Like, there can't be, like, how much longer can you hold this to your chest? Besides, even if I did tell the truth, she surely wouldn't have believed me. I should have told dorm Mother Katabami everything, but for some reason I didn't want to. I felt that were I to state it out loud, something would break. And so, after a long night, I ended up going to class straight from dorm Mother Katabami's room. When I opened the door to the classroom, I'm met by the usual boisterous clamor. I'm reassured by the normality of it all. Hold on. As soon as my classmates see me, the noise dies down like a wave receding from the shore. They regard me as one might an intruder. Oh God, yeah, like if you were in the library and Erica was the one that got hurt, like this only leaves you, and if you're not talking, the rumor mill's gonna spin up because again, don't need to remind everybody, they ain't got Nintendo here to keep them from starting rumors. I I remember my first day at my new school after moving to live with my grandfather. The students looked at me the same way when I entered the classroom, like I was a strange zoo animal. Oh God, yep, here it comes. An angry shout breaks the silence as Takasaki-san makes a beeline for me, her eyes ablaze. You're about to get terminated. It's over. Suoh Shirahane is going to be a pile of ash by the end of this conversation. How can you not tell her? There is literally, like, you cannot be a good friend and not tell her. Maybe not here, maybe not now, but if anybody deserves to know, it's Chidori. She leans in toward me like she's about to grab me by the collar. Overwhelmed, the words die in my throat. Yeah, I knew this wasn't gonna go well. I knew that as soon as she saw us, it was gonna be on sight. Ringo-san inserts herself between the two of them and turns to face me. Oh God, what happened, dude? God, I hope she didn't actually get like super bad injured here. That would be a real bummer. Hospitalized? Visions from the previous night flood back and the blood drains from my face. Maybe just a precautionary measure? My sister's personal intelligence network. Yeah, if anybody has an intelligence network, it would absolutely be Ichigo. You don't want to run afoul of the IIN. She hit her head hard in the fall, so of course she'll need to be examined by a doctor, but damn, like that could be concussion. I mean, I've been concussed before. The worst thing you can do after being concussed is to fall asleep or to be unconscious, though, so. While she was in my arms, she never stirred or opened her eyes. She literally has every right to know. Like, not telling her would be a super shitty move. Dude, you have to. You have to. I look into her searching, serious gaze. Takasaki-san cocks her head. The wheels in her begin turning. Then her cheeks flush and she bites her lip, looking like she's just sucked a lemon. Oh, God, yeah. And here comes the jealousy. The words seem to pain her. A new voice cuts in and both of us jerk around to look at the speaker. Yeah, I think you kinda... There's absolutely needed to be a voice of reason in here, but Suoh absolutely needs to come clean at this point. Like, it doesn't have to be here in the classroom, but Suoh absolutely has to come clean.
私も事実を知りたい。けれど、これじゃ吊るし上げだわ。
She looks around the room as she speaks. The other students avert their eyes from her gaze, ashamed to be caught eavesdropping. Realizing that she'd been paying no heed to her surroundings, Takasaki-san hangs her head. Absolutely. There is not a single wrong word in that sentence. Rika-san agrees with her, but then she goes on.
私はスオーさんのアミティエなの。スオーさんの痛みは私の痛みだわ。
A battle of wills here. I don't know who I'd pick in a fight between Rika and Chidori, but Chidori absolutely just strikes me as absolutely merciless. She's trying to protect me. Unbearable sadness surges up in me and breaks like waves of transparent water. I mean, you do kind of share some of the blame here, yep. My chest aches and it's suddenly hard to breathe. I'm the one who's pitted Rika-san and Takasaki-san against one another.
わかった。でも一つだけ聞かせて。ねえ、白羽さん。あなたはどうしてエリカと夜中の図書室なんかにいたの？それだけ教えて。
If I tell the truth, I'll have to tell them that Erika-san wanted to meet with me because she realized that the incriminating letter had been sent by someone close to me.
答えて。
And if I tell them about the letter, it may bring to light Yatsushiro-senpai and Komikado-senpai's involvement, so I can't.
私ね、頼み込んで。Oh,
like everybody knows she was thrown out of her wheelchair. That is like 100% even worse. Oh, good. Well, I thought the rumor had made it around, but, well, apparently it's just been blurted out and now everybody knows. Suoh, this is not looking good for you.
ねえ、白羽さん、答えて。まさかあなたが事故を起こしたわけではないわよね。
She stares haughtily at me, as though irritated by my very presence. I can't tell. Ah! She's driving me insane now. Oh my god! I can't tell her. I can't face her earnestness. All I can do is avert my gaze.
まさか、本当にあなたが？やめなさい。スオーさんはそんな人じゃない。そんなことは言われなくたって分かっているわ。でも恋でなくとも事故だってことも考えられるでしょ。
Right. She's coming at this from the assumption that it was an accident, but right now my heart feels like it might break from pure frustration. Might it not be better to reveal the truth now? Not in front of everyone, but I think that, like, y'all get together after school and hash this out. It's gone too far now. It suddenly occurs to me that I'm surrounded by my classmates, and I quickly cast my gaze around the room. Their eyes are all on me, but filled more with pity than suspicion. Every pair I meet turns away. Even as they avert their gazes, the buzz in the classroom grows louder.
Stop! そこまで憶測で決めたらダメだよ。私は真実が知りたいだけだわ。真実だからこそ言えないことだってあるじゃん。どんなことよ。例えば。二人ともに縁のある図書室へ呼び出して。
Well, Ichigo, you not helping.
そんなに睨まないでよ。今のは例えだけど、言いづらいプライバシーに関わることだってあるでしょ。だからこのお話はもうおしまい。
She looks to Takasaki-san, then turns to look at the rest of the crowd. At last, the heightened mood starts to subside, but I know. A day alone, only that would be death. Reminds me, I am reminded of this amazing quote from this piece of media. Why are they doing it so much in this volume? Like, it's been a thing. It's been a thing throughout the series. Like, you'll have an odd line here and there. Even when Suoh was the protagonist of the first game, we had a little bit of that, but it feels like every scene transition is now led with a quote from a piece of media, and the character saying, "I'm suddenly reminded of..." I'm not complaining. It's just an observation, of course. I don't need that line from the Addams Family to tell me how it feels. After that scene from this morning, my classmates are keeping their distance from me. Usually people would drop by to chat with me during lunch break, but today... As I eat my creamy pumpkin stew, I feel like a caged monkey at a zoo with a horrible skin disease. Dirty looks, yet pitying at the same time. They make me want to be anywhere else but here. I spoon down mouthfuls of the tasteless stew as fast as I can. Just then, the twins sit themselves down opposite of me, as though to shield me from their stare. Yeah, I kind of expected that they'd show up. The two of them chat away as though they haven't noticed the looks I'm getting. Their boisterous chatter serves to ease the tension, however, the glares soften somewhat. For what? What are we doing that's special? Doop-de-doop-de-doop, just here eating lunch with our friend. Doing as I'm told, I scoop up another big spoonful of stew. The finely blended pumpkin forms a rich and creamy base. She can be anything she wants to be. She's that adorable. Watching Ichigo-san happily chow down makes me realize that I'm actually really hungry, and I take another bite. Yeah, she's gonna just eat the whole bowl. There you go. Turnabout's fair play. Leaning forward, I steal a spoonful of her pot au feu. I don't know what that is. All right. We've established that I have absolutely no culture at this point, right? The hint of clam stock in the sauce reminds me of the minestrone soup I once prepared together with my amitié. The memory of happier times brings tears to my eyes. Clenching my fists, I blink rapidly to chase them away. At my words, the twins look at one another and smile.
ってやつですよ。
I know that I'm like really harping on Suoh at this point, you know, to just kind of tell people like what's going on. But I also understand her apprehension, and I understand that it is just the person she is. I understand that it is a, you know, especially after, like, Erika getting hurt obviously is going to make her not want to share it even more, because that trouble has now come home. Like, it was all, like, she's been lying this whole time, obviously, to keep her friends from getting involved, and now one of her friends, like, got involved in a major way, and she obviously feels terrible about that. But we live in an anime world, and that means that with the power of friendship, we can overcome anything. So she's got to tell these people at some point. I'm so grateful to them that the tears spring back to my eyes. When I whisper my thanks, they simply smile at me.
エリカ、早く良くなって帰ってくるといいね。
I nod along with her optimistic words, forcing down another mouthful of the suddenly salty soup. That night, I have a strange dream. In the dream, I'm wearing my uniform from the academy. I perform a polite bow to the huge audience packed into the hall. Then I put my fingers to the keys of the piano, turn my eyes to the complex sheet music I've never seen before, and begin to play. I'm not nervous to be performing in front of so many people, but I'm not excited either. My fingers simply dance between the black and white keys, fluttering like butterflies. As I'm approaching the end of the first page of sheet music, pale fingers cut in front of me to turn the page. Beside me stands a tall, dark-haired woman. In the dream, I find myself more preoccupied with the girl than with the audience or the difficult music. Because there was something familiar about the way she turned the page so precisely. I recall how my stepmother would rap my knuckles with a cane whenever I made a mistake. Faint feelings slowly resurging. The silent audience, my fingers moving with a will of their own, the tall girl assisting me with the endless piece. An evasive feeling, not fear, but something else, grows within me. I feel like if I look, it'll all be over. Like I'll catch sight of something horrific. The music continues regardless of my will, the piece becoming more and more difficult as it progresses. I feel as though I'm on the verge of losing control, and I can tell that the girl is annoyed with me. My fingers are growing numb, unable to match the level of skill required of me, and I murmur to myself, having played a note that wasn't on the page. No, it wasn't me. I didn't speak. I'm frozen in place. My mouth is dry as a desert. I'm feeling that today. My mouth has been dry as a desert all freaking day. And I keep drinking water and I keep drinking water. Sometimes you just have days where you're real thirsty. Fearfully, I turn my gaze toward the girl standing beside me, and slowly, the tall, raven-haired woman turns her own hideous smile on me. Oh, whoa! Creepy! She is me. A scream wrenches itself from my throat as I cast my gaze around frantically, seeing a familiar ceiling and familiar walls. I finally realize that I'm in my dorm room, and relief washes over me. My heart is still hammering loudly in my chest. I want to lie back and try to relax, but I'm too scared to close my eyes again. I don't want to see the rest of the dream. Taking several deep breaths, I look at the watch I keep beside my bed and see that it's 2:20 a.m. Now that I'm feeling calmer, I notice that my whole body is drenched in sweat. You're gonna get a cold! I want to change into something fresh, but I don't want to wake my amitié partner asleep in the bunk beneath mine, so I stay where I am. The thought of waking Rika-san with my descent down the ladder and having her see me fills me with dread. I'm disgusted to think that my face could twist itself into such an awful leer. Perhaps I'm slowly turning into the person I never wanted to be. A thought occurs to me in that early hour, silent as the grave. Perhaps I'm turning into her. Staring into my stepmother's resentful eyes as she peers over the bed at me, her bony fingers curled over the edge, I hug my knees to my chest and wait for the day to break. God, it's going real bad for your girl right now. When I look at Takasaki-san's eyes, it feels like I'm looking into my stepmother's. Ichigo-san stands between us to talk to me, blocking her glare, but I still feel as depressed as ever. Even as Ichigo-san chatters happily, Ringo-san joining in the conversation from the seat in front, I can still feel Takasaki-san's gaze boring into me accusingly from behind them. No, that's not all. It's just the way that her eyes remind me of my stepmother's. I've been telling lie after lie and treating it as nothing, and I'm fast reaching my limit. Yeah, like, you are going to run out of lies to tell. There's literally nothing that's going to, like, there's nothing good that's going to come from just continuing to run away from this. And at worst, it's going to start impacting relationships that she's built. All my lies are like a black river of sludge that keeps rising and rising and is now about to burst its banks. There's nothing else for it. I have to channel it somewhere, but where? During my introspection, Sister Basquiat has arrived in the classroom and she now addresses us all from in front of her desk. Rika-san stands up and performs the morning greeting, leads us in a prayer, then returns to her seat. The school day begins like any other. Sister Basquiat informs us that harvesting will be difficult due to the unusual amount of snowfall this year. Then, as homeroom is drawing to a close... Oh, we got a play? The perfect thing to take my mind off of how depressed I am. Perfect. Yeah, it means you don't get to be a VTuber anymore. Everyone laughs affectionately as Ichigo-san waves her hand in the air. Still, a farewell party. Having said that, I was only very recently reminded that I am still, in fact, a child. It's easy to forget when everyone acts so mature. Hey, I'm glad the game acknowledges that. Because I think that leads to this game's being read a certain way sometimes. Definitely seen some critique of this series that I felt kind of isn't empathetic of the fact that, well, yeah, it's a story about kids being kids and there's not a manual for how to be a teenager, so these kids have got to feel it out to some really, really rough results sometime. But I'm gonna hold all those thoughts for when we actually finish the game, because obviously I'm gonna splurge my final thoughts all over the place once we're done, like 29 episodes from now.
演劇会ですが、演目は決まっているのですか？
私が指定しても良いのですが、何かやりたい演目はありますか？
Sister Basquiat asks the class. Everyone turns to their neighbors, discussing ideas.
委員長である花火師さんは何か演じてみたい演目はあるかしら？
私は
Flustered, she sends a look my way. Sister Basquiat smiles.
白羽さんはどうかしら？
Can it be a contemporary play?
私ですか？ごめんなさい、急だったかしら？
Sister Basquiat gives me an apologetic look and I shake my head, racking my brain for a good candidate. A fairy tale? But perhaps that would be too childish. Then...
現代劇とかはダメでしょうか？
現代劇？
let's do the stage play version of Die Hard. She parrots the word and I feel my cheeks grow hot. It was the first thing that came to mind when trying to think of a more mature approach, but it's probably not appropriate for a leaving party. Before I can backpedal, Ichigo-san stands up from the seat in front of me, hand raised in the air.
現代劇ってラブロマンスとかだよね。だったら私がヒロインで主人公役はそう。
Dang! Look at you making moves, making moves. I admire it. Sometimes you gotta shoot your shot. She declares to the class at large.
まだ決まっているわけじゃないから。でも、スオちゃんが脚本を書くんでしょ?
Oh God, you're right. You write a couple scripts and now everybody suddenly wants you to write them all. Y'all, sometimes you can just perform a play. It's fine.
毎回私が書くことに決まっているの。
Is it just given that? Is this like my lot in life?
スオちゃん美人だから男装も似合うよ。ほら、髪の毛はポニーテールにしてさ。
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, she looked pretty good with the glasses in the first episode. That was the first episode, right? Thinking of her, I shake my head.
どうしたの？気持ちは嬉しいけれど、もう少しよく考えてみるわ。
Under the expectant gazes of my classmates, I rack my brain again, thinking back to the performance we've done so far. The recitation, the ballet recital. They've all been fairy tales. I already discarded the idea, but now I revisit it. The fairy tales of Charles Perrault and the Brothers Grimm would be... Is that Perrault? Or I've always said Perrault. I'm just going to keep saying Perrault. The fairy tales of Charles Perrault and the Brothers Grimm would be appreciated by the older students. Marian Kind! I speak the name of the Grimm fairy tale that comes to mind.
何かいい案を思いついたの？そのグリム童話のマリアの子供はどうかなと思って。
Ichigo-san asks what it's about, and I give a summary. Ichigo-san seems to think it is a fitting play for a mission school like ours and suggests to Sister Basquiat that we consider it. Oh, she don't like that. I think it's the whole, Mary situation, huh? A brief, almost imperceptible look of sadness flashes over her features.
その演目は以前やったことがあるの。別のものにしましょう。
She didn't like that. She was not a fan. This was that Fallout 4 meme at the top. Dahlia did not like that. The Walking Dead. Dahlia will remember that. Well, I feel that there's something strange about her reaction. It's not something that I can bring up. It's hardly my place to ask. Sister Basquiat lets the class chatter for a moment, watching benevolently over us as a mother might watch her children.
演目については宿題にしましょう。それと今日はもう一つ報告があります。
A murmur runs through the room. Sister Basquiat casts her gaze over us, smiling genially.
喜ばしい報告です。怪我をした八重垣
Yeah,
さんですが
uh-huh.
今日にも退院が決まり、学院に戻
Oh,
ってくることにな
thank
りました。
God. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of worried that maybe she got like a concussion and was like actually like hurt. Then I'd be real mad. I hesitate before I even put my hand on the doorknob. When I at last do reach out for it, I pause again. I need time to screw up the courage to open the door in front of me. What am I going to say to her? To me, Erika-san's injury was the worst thing that could have happened. The mysteries of the academy I had gone to such great lengths to keep hidden transformed themselves into the figures of Yuzuriha Yatsushiro and Narine Komikado, and then hurt my friend. It's exactly what I was trying to avoid. I'm angry at myself, not because of all those links I took were ultimately a waste of time, but because I allowed her to get hurt for my own pathetic sake.
スオさん、
Hearing a questioning voice behind me, I tightened my grip on the doorknob.
大丈夫。気にすることなんてない。
Oh, be quiet! My stepmother. She whispers into my ear, and then I feel her bony fingers glide over mine. I don't look back at her, but I can tell that she's grinning. Bolstered by my best friend, I take a deep breath and then step into the threshold. As soon as I step into the room, I see her. Oh boy, this is gonna get ugly. Oh jeez. We're not in front of a classroom anymore, so there's no need to be decent. Erika, I don't think is gonna give a shit at all. Like, she's just like, whatever. But Takasaki, she wants answers now.
ああ、遅い到着だったな。見舞いに来てくれないかと思ったぜ。
A feline smile curves across Erika Yaigaki's lips as she addresses me. Oh,
おい、
she's so sad.
あ、ちょっと。
Oh.
私のせいで。バカだな。お前のせいなんかじゃない。
I feel her hand stroking my head, comforting me. I don't deserve it.
あいつらのためにお前が泣く必要なんかないんだよ。ジョイと私がドジっちまっただけのことだ。ごめんなさい。もう謝るな。悪いと思ってるなら元気な顔を見せてくれ。
Oh. Her voice is soft and close in my ear. When I nod, she releases me from her embrace, and I pull back and look up at her face.
なんだ、私よりひどい顔をしてるじゃん。
You look worse than me.
ああ、撃ったのが頭だったんで、大事を取って調べてもらっただけさ。でかい単語部ができただけだよ。
She laughs it off, and I'm finally able to muster a small smile, too.
使いなさい。
Oh.
誰だ。
It's only now that I realize I'm crying. I accept the handkerchief from Takasaki-san, breathing in the scent of peaches as I wipe my eyes.
別に。っていうか、さっきからなんで袖を掴んでるのよ。
Oh, damn.
保険だよ。このプリンシパル様はすぐカッとなって殴り倒しに行くからな。
You are quick to anger and even quicker with your fists. I don't know about that. I wouldn't hit anybody. I'm not saying I wouldn't put them in a chokehold for about 20 or 30 seconds, though, to see if they pass out.
さっきまで佐々木姉妹を前に息巻いてただろうが。あいつらも来てたぜ。
Oh, I bet that was entertaining.
少し前に帰ったけどな。
She flashes Takasaki-san a snarky, cat-like smile as the other girl shakes her hand off her sleeve.
それで本当に頭の方は大丈夫なの？頭大丈夫だ。
That's rude.
そういう意味じゃないわ。頭に砲台でも巻いてりゃもっとチヤホヤされたかもしれないが血が出たわけでもなかったからね。
Yeah, she could have, and there are definitely situations where I could imagine her just really playing it up.
でも頭を打ったんでしょ？血が出ない方が危ないって聞くわよ。
That is true. I do know somebody that got whacked in the head with the pool cue. Didn't bleed. Didn't exhibit any kind of actual, you know, like signs of trauma. And they were dead by the next morning because of a brain injury. Like, it's just like, what the shit, dude? So yeah, head injuries, pretty dangerous, it turns out.
だから1日検査入院したんだよ。それにこれだけ口が回るんだ。もう安心だろ。
That's a good point.
そうね。
The two of them smile genially at one another, but Takasaki-san is still tense. She tugs at Erika's sleeve, insistent that she finally offer an explanation.
真実が知りたいのか。
そうよ。
そうかい。ならサルトルを読め。答えはそこに書いてある。
Erika-san tries to evade their usual banter, but Takasaki-san doesn't release her sleeve. Scratching her eyebrows, she stares intently at me and then at Takasaki-san.
白羽のせいじゃない。
わかってるわ、そんなこと。でも何があったのか。
Erika-san scratches her eyebrow again and then looks at the three of us in turn.
私が子供の頃。
When I was...
茶化すのはよして。
真面目な話だよ。
I'm being serious.
お前には以前少し話したことがあるが。
Oh.
親父との
Oh, we're getting lore. Hold on. Erika-san rarely ever talks about her past. I wait with bated breath for her to go on.
誕生日と聞くと、まずはプレゼントを思い起こすだろうが、うちでの誕生日プレゼントは、物じゃなく思い出を送るってのが通例だった。
ぬいぐるみとかではなく。
そんな女っぽいもの、一度ももらった覚えはないよ。例えば、初めてキャンプに連れて行ってくれたり、海で波乗りをして
I mean, that sounds kind of dope, honestly. Like, I think, like, most birthday presents are kind of disposable for the most part. There's definitely stuff that I've gotten for birthdays that stand out as things that I treasure. But, you know, like, being gifted an experience is something that you can, like, look back on. That can't be taken away. Like, that won't ever get boring to stop and think about.
楽しそうね。
二人の姉は普通に物がいいって言ってたけどな。で、ある時父
Oh,
が
that's where it
私
came
の誕
from.
生日に野球
You
観
got a
戦に連れて
birthday
行ってくれ
game
ることに
for your birth. You got a baseball game for your birthday one year, and that really stuck with you.
そういえば、エリカ野球好きだものね。
まあな。だから初めて球場に連れて行ってもらえて。
Dang, you got like the whole deal. Like extra innings, even more fun. Although I think baseball is like one of the worst sports to see live. Like it's vibes. Like I think that like baseball is fun if you just want to go somewhere and vibe, but football and hockey are just way more involved, and I just always kind of enjoyed my time there. Like even I went to a pro wrestling event in the 90s once too with a couple of friends. I didn't really like know what was going on. It was just like it wasn't a TV show. It was one of those just, you know, they were out touring. That was pretty fun too. I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin up close. Oh God, I've dated myself. Shit. By the time we were heading home, it was pretty late. She continues, a faraway look in her eyes as she recalls the excitement of that day.
車で家へと帰る途中、親父とプレイについて話したりして盛り上がったよ。信号で止まるたび、親父は身振り手振りを
Oh
交えて話してくれて。
no. Oh god, I just got an ugly feeling. Oh god. Oh god. It went from like my chest all the way down my leg. I know where this is going. Oh god. Okay.
信号待ちをしているその時に、
Yep,
事故に遭った。
that's what I thought. She strokes her legs under the sheets, and we all listen in silence, knowing where this is going.
止まっているところを後ろから追突されたのさ。親父は無傷だったが、
Sometimes it's just like, it can happen like that. Sometimes it's just like, it don't even need to be like a major bump. You can get messed up by just like this. Like, it doesn't sound like it was a terrible accident, but she got hit just right and it messed up her spine.
おっと、別に同情されたくて話したわけじゃない。
No, she's telling you because she's saying, hey, like, you know, like this is a gesture of, this is how close we are for her. Although her feline smile hasn't wavered, it seems like she's forcing herself to keep it in place, or perhaps that's just my
お
imagination.
父さんが許せないのね。
I don't think she thinks that way at all.
いや。でも確執って。
It was strained because he feels terrible.
確執ってのは、
Yeah.
互いに自分の意見を強く主張して譲らないこと。そのために生じる行き違いを言うんだよ。私は恨んでなんかいない。それじゃあ、あれは不運な事故だった。
Yeah.
私は気にしちゃいなかったが、
Oh.
親父は自分を責めて、仕事ばかりであまり家に帰らなくなった。
And like when you're the reason that somebody's like tearing themselves up and alienating themselves like that, you just feel bad too. So it's just like everybody feels terrible.
そして、たまに家に戻った時に私と会うと、
Oh.
悲しそうな顔をするんだよ。
Yeah, he blames himself.
そんな顔を見たくないし、させたくない。だから私はこの学院に来ることを望んだんだ。
Oh, man. We say nothing as Erika-san reveals her past, this part of herself she most wanted to keep hidden. Silence descends upon the room. Only the occasional noise from a snowstorm battering the windows breaks it. I also think that she's telling us this story because she wants Suoh to open up. She wants her to just like, come on, you gotta give it up at this point. I think she's trying to take the lead here for someone that she cares about.
私がこの話をしたのは、恋でないことについて恨む理由なんてない。不運ってのは誰の身にも起こりうるんだってことだ。白羽を夜中の図書室に呼び出したのは私だし、怪我をしたのも今となってみれば不運だったからだ。
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Yuzuriha did it on purpose. Like, she didn't just like grab her chair and throw her out of it or grab her and throw her out. She had a physical reaction to somebody invading your physical space. Like, if somebody grabs you just out of nowhere, your first instinct is to shrug it off, especially since they were getting ready to leave. They were done. They had accomplished what they got there to do. So Yuzuriha, like, she obviously did the bad thing, but she did not mean for her action to do what it did. It was just the normal physical reaction of somebody getting in your personal space when you are just literally done and outie, you know? I said done and outie. That is literally 3 of the stupidest words I've ever said in my life together.
白羽さんを呼び出した理由は何？不運って何があったの？呼び出した理由は言えない。だが、 不運の方は話すよ。私が怪我をしたのは
Whoa!
帝ネリナのせいだ。
All right. Yeah, no more secrets. We're putting it all on the table now. It's like, look, if you like, yeah, she literally did this to give her the end. She did this to just break the dam. She did this to make Suoh just open up and just own it. Like, look, I'm just gonna drop the bomb on everybody. And now all you've got to do is just throw what you got out there, because there, what can you do with that? Like, once this cat's out of the bag? For a moment, confusion clouds Takasaki-san's features, but then her expression twists as she bears down on Erika-san.
茶化して楽しいの？笑ってないだろ。
Did I stutter?
そうだけど本当なの？どうせ私は12モンキーズだ。信じはしないだろうさ。
Her cynical smile is so reminiscent of the girl we're talking about. The other two look to me in confusion. Their gaze is questioning. I know. Oh, right! She finally just like... Let it go, Suoh. You've got to throw it out there now. All right.
図書室に現れたのは八代ゆずり派のコミカドネリナだった。まさか八代先輩とコミカド先輩が
Did I stutter?
学院へ戻ってきている。おい、私の時は信じないのになんで白羽の時は
Why do you
信
believe
じるの？
her and not me?
自分から12モンキーズだって言っ
Like
て
a
るで
good
しょ。
point.
今までの自分の行動を胸に手を当てて思い出してごらんなさい。
Erika-san shrugs. My amitié partner turns to me, asking whether it's true that the two upperclassmen were responsible for Erika-san's injury.
怪我をしたのは確かに2人のせいだけれど。まあ、逃げようとした八代ゆずり派を掴んで離さなかったってのも。
Yeah, like she understands that there was no malicious intent in that action. There may have been malicious intent in their other actions because they were very clearly being provocative. They were very clearly trying to play the part of the anime villain, but this is very much a case of the action at the end was absolutely not meant to happen.
あの2人が信じられない。人が変わったみたいだったよ。まるでシャイニングのジャック・トランスバリの変わりようだった。
Everyone is quiet. It's like they're ruminating on their words, trying to rationalize what's occurred. The two older girls left a big impression on all of us.
さて、
Well then!
私は正直に話した。打ち明け話までしたんだ。
Oh, yeah. She's like, all right, your turn.
白羽、お前も正直に
All
話し
right,
てもらう。
we have to. You've got to let it out. Like this. Do it!
それは
Suoh, like, there's what could you possibly like? Everybody knows now. Like, they don't know what's going on, but everybody knows that it's something big and that it involves you. Like, nobody, like, if there's anything bad that's gonna happen, we're all in it now. Every single one of us. I shake my head. I'm not intentionally hiding anything, but Erika-san ruffles her hair roughly in frustration.
それじゃあもう一つの質問だ。あの時八代ゆずり派が言った真実の女神に近づいてはならないという真意は何だ？二階屋の会の会長だけの秘密っていうアガペのタル
Yeah,
パに
it's
ついて。
all out there. You got nothing else to hide, Suoh. You just gotta spill.
タルパ？それって私たちが手伝っていた。手伝って？
Remembering that she was supposed to keep this a secret from Rika-san, Takasaki-san shuts up with a look like she's just bitten into a lemon.
エリカさん、みんなへ真実の女神に。
Oh, please do. Please do. You're the new president. You make the rules. If you want to pass that information on, pass it on. But revealing information about the goddess of truth I've come across in my quest to get my Yuri back would mean getting them all... They're already involved, girl! There's no going back at this point. I don't care what happens to me, but my friends...
おい、
Yeah, are you saying that we're worthless? Are you saying we can't handle this? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she's got her so red! I love it! Oh! Erika, why are you so good? It is unfair how good of a character Erika Yaigaki is. It's really unfair. Yes! She jerks her chin toward Takasaki-san and Rika-san, who both smile at me. Yeah, like it does nobody good keeping secrets at this point.
私はスオさんの力になりたい。その気持ちはずっと変わらない。
And you've got the Sasakis too. You literally have the best party to be tackling this with. Rika-san clasps my hand, her words earnest. Fighting back the emotions welling up in me, I nod.
泣くことなんてない。私は何があっても
We are in there, baby! I realize that the tears are running down my cheeks. I wipe them away, but more take their place. There's no stopping these emotions from flowing out of me. The black sludge that is caked up within me is washed away, leaving in its place only grateful joy. I decide there and then to tell my best friends all about what happened in spring and the events that began in summer. The tears of overwhelming gratitude finally stop, and I haltingly begin my tale.
なぜ八代ゆずりはと小見門ねりねの二人が私の前に現れたのか。それは私がマユリを取り戻そうと決意したからなの。
Both Erika-san and Takasaki-san already know this, but I never expressly told my Amitie partner.
やっぱりそうだったの。
Yeah, but she kind of like, there is not a person in this school that doesn't know that you would give your whole right leg to have this girl back. She murmurs, looking down at the ground.
いつか話さなくちゃいけない。
Yeah, and for Rika, this is kind of like a, you know, final confirmation that like, you're the friend. you got friend zoned, and this is the confirmation of your containment within the friend zone.
こいつも悪気があって黙っていたんじゃない。ただ物事にはタイミングってのがあってだな。そうよ。ないがしろにしていたわけではないわ。
She blinks as the other two girls back me up.
もしかして気を使ってもらっているのかもしれないけれど。
Really?
私気にしてなんかいないわよ。
Well, that's good.
そうなのか。なんというか、今までのことが腑に落ちたので。
Oh, the gears be turning. All right, let's hear what you got.
本当に？本当よ。私もスオさんはマユリを探すための準備をしているんだろうなって思っていたし。 だって前に出るのが苦手なスオさんがニカイアの会の会長に立候補するだなんてマユリのことが絡んでいるとしか思えなかったもの。
Tears well up in my eyes once again as I realize that she's known all along. This time it's Rika-san who lends me a handkerchief to wipe them away. The fabric is impregnated, but this is a very weird word to use in this context. The fabric is impregnated with a comfortingly familiar citrus scent.
それでマユリを取り戻すってどういうこと？家に戻ってこいって言った家族の方と話を
Dog, I heard her talking to me through a wall. I shake my head at her pragmatic suggestion and tell her that at first I simply wanted a reason.
理由？何も言わずに消えてしま
Rika-san nods. I continue on telling her how Erika-san had encouraged me when I felt hopeless.
やっぱりそうだったのね。収穫祭が終わった頃、つきものが落ちたような顔をしていたものね。
She offers words of thanks to Erika-san, who scratches her head awkwardly. I watch their exchange affectionately. I tell her how I first went to Sister Basquiat and how she wouldn't tell me anything except that it was a sudden decision. Then I explain how I moved on to the students close to Mayuri, particularly those in the art club.
まゆり、美術部員だったものね。だから学院を去る前に何か部員の間でだけ話したことがないかを調べたの。
From them, I heard that she had painted several oil paintings. I explained how something about this tugged at my mind. How I wondered whether there might be some kind of clue hidden in those
絵
paintings.
の中にヒントが。まゆりが何かを残して。
What are you, silly? I nod and recount how I had tried to get permission to see the paintings but was denied. Finding myself at a dead end, I...
呆れた。
You've gotta be kidding me! You were the hookman! Rika-san too blinks in surprise, reflexively fiddling with her braids. It's plain from Erika's gaze that this comes as no revelation to her, though.
委員長にはないユーモアのセンスがある。
Yeah, it's maybe a little creepy for her. Erika-san moves the conversation on with some banter, and I flash her a look of gratitude, then tell them about the 3 paintings I found upon sneaking into the art room. About how about the words written on one of them. Oh, what? Oh, I'm accidentally clicking things. That could be bad. Careful. I knew I wasn't doing that on purpose. I'm holding the mouse in one hand. You know, just kind of like, I got my arms crossed and I'm just kind of like holding it over. And why am I telling you this? This is stupid. The phrase was a message left to me by Mayuri. I explain how I went to a certain someone to ask about the meaning of those words.
その相手ってまさか。八代譲りは先輩。
I tell them how we met in the chapel at night and that the words Mayuri left me were a plea for help. I tell them that there was another hookman. Then I explain how the incident in spring when Yatsushiro Senpai was hit in the head was no accident. There was a culprit behind it.
そいつは本当なのか。私はその八代譲り派を。
That's what, like, I still can't wrap my head around
真実の女神だと思っているわ。
that situation. Like, there is a culprit here, and I don't know whether I'm just supposed to know at this point and they're dancing around it, you know, to be cheeky, or if I've just we don't know yet.
真実の女神。彼女はこう言ったわ。この学院に
Another goddess at the academy.
もう一人の女神が。八代先輩から真実の女神の名前を聞いたの。
I recount how Yatsushiro Senpai told me that I was better off not knowing.
でもそんなことで引き下がるお前じゃない。だから食い下がったわ。自分はどうなったっていい。真実の女神に返されようとも構わない。だから真実を教えてくださいって。
An awkward silence descends upon the room. Pausing in my faltering retelling of events, I lift my face to look around the group.
自分がどうなってもいいだなんて二度と言わないで。
That's my friend you're talking about.
ええ。ねえスオさん、何度でも言うわ。私たちはスオさんのための盾になる。どんな火の粉からだって絶対に守ってみせるわ。
Their words hit me in the gut. I feel tears in my eyes again for the umpteenth time today. I have gone through 27 handkerchiefs.
恥ずかしいセリフは禁止。
Enough of the sap. Let's get it over with.
素直じゃないわね。
Perhaps.
いいか同文ってやつだよ。
Aw, she's
食い
so
下がるお前
cute.
に八代譲り派は条件を提示したんだろう。真実を知りたいのなら二階屋の会の会長を引き継げって。
I nod. Rika-san's eyes widen and Takasaki-san grimaces.
取引を受け入れた私は、マユリのことを調べながら、並行して二階屋の会の会長となるべき。
Nobody at this school busier than Suoh.
リッカさんは何も言わずに、私を支えると言って副会長に立候補してくれたわよね。
アミティエとして当然のことだわ。
As she puffs her chest out proudly, Erika-san pulls a grossed out face and raises an eyebrow at me, urging me to continue. Standing there just like shoving her finger down her throat. Gross.
会長の提示した条件を満たした私は、彼女へ真実を尋ねに行った。ところが、
その言いざまだと。
I nod, but something must have caused her to reconsider because she summoned me back to Iznik just before Christmas Mass.
八代先輩と小見門先輩が学園を去る当日ね。
And that was when she brought her lips to my ear and gave me what she'd promised.
大阪まゆりを求めるなら、君は真実の女神に近づくことになる。女神にたどり着くための鍵は、アガペのタルパ。アガペ。進学でいうところの不朽の愛。私たちが探してきたの。彼女は言い続けました。アガペのタルパは失われた始まりの七不思議だ。
始まりの七不思議。
Everyone falls silent, perhaps feeling that same sensation of nails scratching at their insides as I felt upon first hearing that name. It was a sensation of encountering something long missed, something so repulsive, you never want to see it again.
この名は二階屋の会の会長だけが受け継いできた名だと。そしてこう続けたの。知っているかい、スオー君。
The statue of the Virgin Mary shows her stepping on a snake.
踏みつけた。
Snakes represent evil.
蛇は悪魔の象徴だ。タルパは
Take the
マリア様が
tulpa
踏みつけている蛇だ。
to be the snake beneath the Virgin Mary's feet. That is what the previous president told me.
タルパは蛇。
その話でいくと、蛇は害する者のメタファーのようにも感じるわ。害する者というなら、真実の女神。委員長は、蛇イコールアガペのタルパで、それが真実の女神であると。そうは断言できないけれど、感触というか、スオさんはアガペのタルパをどう捉えているの？
Does the whole tulpa of agape thing bring anything to mind? Well, I mean, it's like it's a story about flowers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's a plant that offers protection from snakes.
正直まだ確定的なことは言えないわ。まだ確かなことは何も掴んでいないのだから。
But there is one thing that that randomly popped into my mind.
祖父が以前教えてくれた。ある植物は蛇や毒を持った悪しき生き物を避けるお守り代わりになるって。
その植物って？
片髪よ。
Katabami, are you kidding me? Is she, nuh-uh. She's totally not involved in this somehow, is she? She's gonna ward off evil? Do we finally get to have adventures with Dorm Mother Katabami?
片ばみって寮長のこと？もしかして何かを知っている？
片ばみはフランスやスペインでハレルヤとも呼ばれている。
Hallelujah.
主を褒めたたえよ。だが。
Erika-san's look reminds me that this is nothing more than conjecture.
ちゃんとした答えが出なくて。
でも片ばみ寮長の名字にそんな意味がね。天の計らい
The
は不思議。
Lord works in mysterious ways. So do visual novel writers when they're trying to make a connection to things. Very thematic. Much wow. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Something about Rika-san's words niggles at me. Something important.
まだ決める時ではない。固定観念は考えを狭めてしまう。しかし、アガペのタルパか。始まりの七不思議だって話だが、違和感があるな。
どうして？
以前話した気もするが、タルパはチベットの精神修行の際に起きるとされる現象の一つだ。ミッションスクールには遠慮
Sure.
だろ。
確かにそうね。
白羽はどう考えてるんだ？年間のアガペのタルパが載っていたとされるページだけ。
How convenient. In the back of my mind, I hear the words of the ex-president on the day I took over the presidency. The name is written here.
だから確かなことは言えないけれど。
I agree with her that something feels off.
真実の女神に至る鍵としてアガペのタルパの名を教えてくれた後でこうも言った。温室で怪我をしたのは事故ではないと。
So school staff are involved, right? Like it can't not be something involving the staff. And we know it's not supernatural, so somebody out here actually attacking kids.
それじゃ誰かに襲われた。明言はしなかったけれど。そして
It's hard for me to say this with her staring at me so dubiously.
むしろ譲り派はもう一つの鍵を私へ渡してくれた。それは一枚のメモ帳に彼女自身が書き込んでくれた場所よ。
In response to their questioning looks, I go on to tell them that I found the place in the note out in front of the forest away from the academy without revealing its exact location.
彼女が教えてくれた場所はずいぶん前に焼け落ちてしまった聖堂跡だった。ちょっと待て。この学院の聖堂以外にそんなもの
Indeed
が。
there is. It burned down. And I'm pretty sure that Xian Basquiat died in that fire. That's about all I know.
学院の位置と規模を考えて焼け落ちた聖堂は長的な
Maybe it was like the original one? I don't know.
祭事に
It's hard to say.
だったんじゃないかしら。
でも焼け落ちた聖堂が鍵だなんて全く意味がわからないわ。
Rika, it could literally be the biggest key that we have because it is something we did not know about. It sticks out like a sore thumb among all of this other information. There's absolutely something going on with that chapel.
火事を引き起こした者が真実の女神とか。
I hadn't thought of that. When I fall silent in contemplation, I hear a muttered, "Are you serious?" from Erika-san.
違うわ。もしかしたらと可能性を考えていただけよ。なんだ。それじゃあそっちも不発ってわけか。
She directs her feline smile at me, and for a second, I wonder whether I should tell them about the grave I found outside the chapel and the name carved on the tombstone. Yeah, I was about to say that might not go over super well with Erika, but I don't know what good keeping secrets is at this point. We need all the information. If everybody's gonna be working on this, we need everything on the table.
火事にあった聖堂以外で収穫があったようだ。
Oh, she just reads you like a book.
気づいてないだろうが顔に出てる。隠そうとするときは眉間にシワが寄るんだ。
I rub at the furrow between my eyebrows, and her lips curl into a further into a crescent moon.
やっぱりエリカさんにはかなわないわ。プロの嘘つきだからな。で、何を見つけたんだ？
Nah, you're just Columbo. Despite my hesitancy, I knew in the moment I decided to tell them about my quest for Mayuri that I would have to do this too.
旧聖堂を調べていて、渡されたメモ帳の印をつけていた箇所が気になったの。燃えた旧聖堂から離れた場所にチェックを入れてることに。それで、私は旧聖堂を抜け、印のあった場所へと向かった。そこには庭床の木に隠されるように、守られるようにしてお墓があった。そしてそこに書かれていた名前はシオン・バスキア。
When I speak the name, a tense silence descends upon the room. The only noise comes from the wind scrabbling at the window pane, like an old rabid dog trying to get in.
シオン・バスキアだと。
Yeah, I knew that was gonna hit. She repeats the name in a creaking voice, then bites down on her lip in a gesture not quite unlike her. Perhaps her thoughts have led her to the worst conclusion.
シオン・バスキア。八代先輩が示した鍵ってことは、もしかして。
その先は聞きたくない。
Oh. Yeah, this is gonna be real hard for her. Knowing that, like, I don't know that Dahlia's done anything, but she's absolutely standing in the way of something, and she's absolutely concealing something that sounds pretty dire. Faced with Erika-san's pained expression, even Takasaki-san can't bring herself to say any more. Her suspicions clearly point to Sister Dahlia, who shares the same surname. I'm certain she knows something, but
もしバスキア教諭にシオン・バスキアのことを尋ねるとき
you got it. There's only one person I would like. We already got Stone Cold trying to do it. So there's only one person that I would trust with this job, and I think that she's got like enough emotional investment there. She might be able to shake her somehow, I think. I can't refuse my friend's plea. I nod, hesitant but firm, aware that this is the best option.
シオン・バスキアはともかく、アガペのタルパ。私にはそれが鍵だ。
Yeah, there's still stuff we just don't know.
今までその2つに由来するものから追っていたけれど、手詰まりになってしまっていたの。今のところの手がかりは2人へ頼んだ文献だけ。
そう。
The silence stretches out again, piling up like the snow outside to muffle any potential sound. It's so quiet I almost suspect that if I strained my ears, I'd be able to hear the others breathing.
そういえば花火師さんは今のお話を聞いて。
She stops, the rest of the word hanging unspoken in the air. I raise my face from where I've been staring, a hole into my shoes.
リッカさん。
Rika, you okay? Following Takasaki-san's gaze, I see my amitié partner frozen as still as a statue.
おい、どうした？虫でも見つけたか？
虫？違うわ。
While that reassures me, she's still frozen. I'm reaching out my hand toward her when she speaks.
私、
あ？
シオン・バスキアのことを知っているわ。
You what?
今聞いたからでしょ？
No, that's not what she means. My Amitié partner looks from Takasaki-san to Erika-san and then to me as though searching our faces for some kind of sign.
スオさんのお話を聞くずっと前から彼女
What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? She tells the stunned room. A relationship, I think, is like a shark, you know? It has to consistently move forward or it dies. And that's where I'm gonna stop! I'm gonna drop the bomb on you just the way that this game dropped the bomb on me. We're gonna stop there for now. Good Lord. Rika, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm doing mental damage to myself. But at least I can, you know, I can just continue and you're gonna have to wait a day at least. Oh, talk about like a 1-2, like a 1-2 punch of episodes though. Good Lord. Everything happened last episode and now everything just spilled out this time around. That is so much information. Just, ugh. I don't even know what to think at this point. That's just a lot of really expertly crafted storytelling there, and just kind of like finding the way to ease that information out of Suoh by using Erika was just that was poetic. That was amazing. Flowers is kind of good, y'all. I don't know if you noticed this yet, but Flowers is kind of good. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. As always appreciate it when you can loan me a bit of your time. We can hang out, all that good stuff. Hope you had a good time and all that. And I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, wherever you are. And we will catch you right back here next time.